Hi, I'm Randy Altman with Post Perspective. We're here at NAB 2016, and my guests at the moment are Sean Safreed and Squires from Pixvana. So, and Sean, why the name? Tell me.
It's a mashup of Pixel and Nirvana, so Pixvana.
Right, okay. So before we dig into what you guys are doing right now, I mean, you both have a rich history in this industry. Scott, VFX, you were with Red Giant,
Yes.
also effects. So can you talk about what you're doing now and sort of the path that led you to processing for VR?
All right. Well, I've been doing visual effects for quite a while, and with the introduction of VR, and this time is real VR,
Yeah.
I could see a huge potential in terms of cinematic filmmaking and other possibilities. And at this point, a lot of the big problems in visual effects have been solved, so I thought this was a very intriguing area, both creatively and technically. And so I got talking to Sean and to Forrest, one of our other co-founders, about some different ideas and so forth. And one of the things that we saw is the VR video was not very good in the current state. It's a very difficult process to take it from the elaborate camera rigs all the way to the final thing. And at the end, the quality level was not at the point that we would like. So we thought that was an area prime for improvement.
And if it's not processed fast enough, that's when people that are engaging in the VR experience can get a little queasy, right? Like, isn't
Yes.
that so? Talk about what you're building and how you're tackling that, and also the other things, because not only processing the data, but also you'll be able to manipulate the data in terms of color and edit and all that. So.
Yeah, so my background is Red Giant. We've been in business for 13 years building visual effect tools that plug into Final Cut and Premiere and After Effects and all these other applications. And we have a very rich technology foundation in color correction and compositing, image processing. So we basically licensed that technology to Pixvana, and it's a framework called Supernova. We've taken that desktop-based system and we moved it to the cloud. So that's sort of one of the core pieces of IP that we've taken and built for the business, and we're adapting it for VR video. So you want to do things like color correct on a lat long map, or convert that into cube maps, or cut it up into tiles for better processing. Our system could do all of that and do it in the cloud. So today we've taken that desktop system, we've already moved it to Amazon, and we've got it running in Amazon, running on GPUs in Amazon cloud.
So where are you in the process? When do you think that you'll be coming out with the system?
Likely in the summer, we'll have our first demo of the technology, and we'll be able to show sort of a end-to-end, here's a master file sitting in Amazon, we'll process it, be able to turn it into a set of dynamic tiles, and be able to consume that on a headset like a Samsung Gear or a HTC Vive.
When you were talking about cinematic VR, you hear a lot of detractors out there saying that they think it's great, they think the experience is great, but is there a place for this in sort of a narrative fashion? Can you talk about why you're a believer in that?
Well, I think it opens up a whole new medium, right? It's not film and it's not theater. It's something a little bit different than all of that. But it provides a very emotional experience by being in that environment with things going on. So at this point, as filmmakers, we're still trying to figure out the correct way to use this. But at Pixvana, what we're trying to do is give the filmmakers at least tools so that the quality level remains up throughout the whole process.
Have you been sort of studying how long you think a VR experience should be? Like what the ideal is in terms of long form, short form?
Well, currently the headsets are not, they're good, but they will get smaller, lighter, all the other things. So it's a question of how long people are willing to leave them on. Right now, most of these things are short form, like 10 minutes or less, but some people have played games or watched entire movies with the headsets already. So it's possible now. It's a question of the general populace, how quickly they'll ramp up to it.
And I think most of that is really related to the current technology limitations and not so much whether VR can work well. Some of it is accommodation for your eyes when you do stereo and the images are very close and the stereo isn't processed well, your brain gets confused and that can cause headaches.
Yeah.
Some of it is the playback systems aren't very performant, so you end up having lag and that can cause simulator sickness. So there's a bunch of issues with the current platforms that are going to get better pretty rapidly. So I think the kind of naysayers out there that are talking about like, oh, well, VR, it's not here yet. It's like, yeah, it is, but part of it is just badly produced content. And as you make the content better, a lot of those issues will go away.
Now, what about audio? Do you deal with audio within your system? Because that's such a big part of VR experience.
We'll carry it through, and we're looking at some of the standards that are coming out from ATSC and some of the other ones for basically packaging 3D audio along video streams. So yes, the system will deal with it. It's not something where we feel like we have a huge advantage. So we look at it as making sure that synchronization is perfect. That's our job, and make sure that where the audio is spatially works, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah, because spatial audio is an important component to getting in that location. So yeah, we will be keeping that throughout the whole pipeline, and the players will support spatial audio.
Okay, so really, it's sort of an evolution to what VR can be. I mean, we are getting there. I remember when I first started in the industry, there was the VR,
Right.
which is nothing at all like what VR is today. It's been an amazing path.
Yeah, and it's funny, I think a lot of the detractors out there are not, they haven't really experienced presence or immersion in VR, so they kind of put it down because they don't understand what it is. It's kind of like, well, have you had sex before? I mean, that's what it is. There's this barrier, like, have you done it or not? And until you've done it, you don't know. And you just have this, you kind of are looking at it from the outside, and that's not, that's not a real understanding of what the potential is for VR.
Well, Sean, Scott, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I wish I could talk some more, but we have to go. Thank you so much for taking time and
Absolutely,
visiting with
absolutely.
us. So, Randy Altman with Post Perspective, and we will see you soon.